Hey YouTube, it's Derek again. Sorry I've been so out of this. I've actually contracted COVID 2 weeks ago, but you know, I'm back today giving you guys all the news. I think I'm a little bit behind on everything. So we're gonna cover BSF Portugal, Daivangasai, and then the two ones that happened this week, which was BSF France and BSF Georgia. So shout out to Fuzzy again for all the information. And yeah, we'll just start with Daivangasai. So we'll just go through all the formats briefly because there's a lot to talk about. And yeah, if we're going to be talking about deck lists, we'll be here for quite a while. So first, we'll start with standard. So for Daivangasai, first place was Gravidio, and this was Gravidio World. So you can't really see the meteors, but they placed 6 meteors, 1 world, pretty simple, 2 Shogos. I don't know if I really like this card, but it seems very greedy, especially if you're running full Baringer. So this deck list seems quite greedy in terms of what it really wants to achieve. But anyhow, congratulations to first place. Second place was also Gravidia, which runs Obstigate, which is the new Dual Nation Grade 3 for Brankgate. So I think this list really focuses on big beaters in the front row, as well as running the Gravidia line to be able to, you know, just blast 5 very consistently. Not too sure on how well this deck runs, but it's a pretty cool idea, especially with the release of set 5. So congratulations to them. Third place was Bastion, pretty stock standard Bastion, trading off one of the grade 3 Bastions and the Dragon for 2 of the orders. Pretty cool. And then fourth place was good old Magnolia, 6 orders, 3 regurgitation, 3 spiritual body, and then yeah, I think playing a high count of draws, no crits. So yeah, that's pretty much standard for Daivangasai. So next we'll be moving into V Premium for Daivangasai. So first place was 12 draw Ghosties. I would have expected Gurgit. I know that Japan isn't very fixated on Prism, so I would have definitely expected Gurgit here in first place, but you know, Ghostie's doing its thing, and yeah, it took her home, so congratulations to them. Second place was Thavas, good stuff, has Adelaide, so Adelaide really does push this deck up a tier. Amazing card, and unfortunately we have delays, so we won't be able to see Adelaide for the BSF season, unfortunately. But you know, all the other good stuff, Pursuit Assaults, and yeah, very straightforward deck to build. Third place was Chaos Messiah, so very creative build, so to say, mixing in the high roll of Volko, and then sometimes you just ride up to, you know, Alter Ego. And then yeah, just win the game, high roll them out of existence. And then if you're playing a slower game, then you can play into Chaos Breaker. You know, in this meta, if you're playing against like Gurgit, Chaos Breaker really ruins Gurgit because, you know, you only have 1 Percival, you don't accelerate excels really quick. And then yeah, you just have the opportunity to control Excel decks. So congratulations to them. And then fourth place was Gurgit, as expected. Nothing more to say about Gurgit. Gurgit's a great deck. So next was Premium. Premium was pretty surprising, but not surprising at the same time. I think the premium landscape in Japan is very different to the Western world. So seeing first place was Tsukuyomi. The one, is it Popo? Popo the grade 3, playing the Tsukuyomi engine. Running the grade 2 Tsukuyomi, I think this particular person wants to soul charge Tsukuyomi pieces, so when they ride to grade 3 Tsukuyomi, they can pretty much just rush out, you know, double trigger, and yeah, maybe just win the game there, push your opponent high on damage, and yeah, simple stuff, Momos, Ichis, nothing more to say there. I think also Premium would allow for Fest collection, I mean Premium collection I think, but I'm not too sure on that. Don't quote me on that. Cool. Second was Gurgit. So just simple Gurgit. Gurgit is actually pretty good just as a standalone grade 3. So you might not have to rely on like Ultima, but having Ultima as a secondary win con is always good. But sometimes Gurgit, you can just win with Gurgit as a grade 3 without stratting. So yeah, congratulations to them. Chaos, yeah, definitely not something we would expect in the Western side, especially. The meta is very warped to, you know, Night Metal, Order Colony, very solved, whereas Japan, it isn't. And, you know, if you're walking into a premium tournament and just flip Chaos, sometimes people are just unprepared and you just can't cope with this deck. So yeah, nothing too special, just Chaos with the PRs, Carbon, and yeah, good stuff. And then fourth was Luard. So DB205 in the main, being able to shove in a Luard. So then when you go into your drag driver, you can pretty much just get crit front row, rush your opponent, just face it, and yeah, call it a game before they even get to do anything with their game, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, congratulations to them. And that was day 1 for Daivangasai. So day 2 was the trio tournament. So a well-known player in Japan, Rio, took it first, and their comp is pretty spicy. So Magnolia, that's not the spicy one. They play the one Maple. So every time you like ride your Elder, you can like revive your Maple for free, which is pretty good. So this deck runs, yeah, just your 4-1 orders, Zorga line, nothing too crazy. Second was a Bruce. So I think Bruce is very slow, but in a team landscape, I think it's a pretty formidable deck, especially if you're playing in the B slot, which I think this particular player was. So congrats to them. And then third place was Shaman King, Asakura Yo. So Chris told me he played Rio in top 8 and got blasted on grade 2. So yeah, you know, this deck doing its own thing and getting the job done. So congrats to Rio and his team for first place. And then now we go to BSF Portugal. So this one, top 4, I think, for all formats, if I'm not mistaken. And then we'll see what decks played for each team. So pretty diverse. 2 Magnolia, 2 Prison, 2 Barrow, 2 Bastion, and then 1 Gravidia, Nirvana, Flagbird, Loro on a roll. The 2 outliers being Loro and Flagbird. But yeah, standard is like, you know, free for all. The top end is quite diverse, so you can pretty much see anything there. And then the distributions. So Fun and Glory 2, first place with Loro, Seraph Snow, and Barrow. Second place was Bano, which is Magnolia, Seraph, and Bastion. Third place was Wildcard PT1 with Gravidia, Magnolia, and Barrow. And then fourth place was Bastion, Nirvana, and Flagbird. So I think there's been a lot of Flagbirds popping up and, you know, doing the work. People just underestimate that deck. So, you know, put some respect on that deck and, you know, it gives you results. So the next day we have top 4 for BSF Portugal in V Premium. 2 Grand Blue, 2 Dark Irregulars, 2 Genesis, 2 Tachi, 1 Golds with Spectral Duke, 1 Vanquisher, 1 Ange, and 1 Malkuth Melek. And if I'm not mistaken, in the next picture here, trigger warning coming first with Night Rose, Amon, and Fenrir. Second place was Violent with Spino Driver, Night Rose, and Ange. And then third place was Nuno's team with Malkuth Melek, Vanquisher, which is Nuno himself, and then Shaharot, which is a really interesting lineup. Malkuth Melek actually coming, you know, third place at a BSF is like really surprising since it got like nearly no support, which is like pretty bizarre to me. So congratulations to them. And then fourth place was Tall, White, and Mo with Specduke, Fortuna, and Raptors. Pretty diverse. I think these diverse events give more of an indication based on its numbers. So like if you have a smaller player base, there's a lot of people who decide to just play, you know, their personal favorites. So it's not really surprising to see like diverse decks in a smaller regional, but in a bigger regional, then we gotta talk a little bit more about it. So then going into last weekend was BSF France, top 8 standard, 4 Magnolia, 4 Bastion, 3 Grividia, 3 Bavsagra, 2 Barrow, 2 Nirvana, 2 Bruce, one of them being a grade 3 Bruce oriented deck, 1 Prison, 1 Zorga, 1 Lorano, and 1 Felty Rosa, which is really surprising because Felty Rosa felt like, I don't know, a lost child really. I don't know, the deck felt really weak, but I guess like, you know, people found the magic and got it to work, so congrats to them. And 1 Prison, like that's really surprising to me. So yeah, let's see what the top 4 was. So Team Entrepot with grade 3 Bruce, Zorga, and Magnolia. So that's a really surprising, you know, team composition. I think the grade 3 Bruce is like pretty formidable. Less deck out, I guess, with like 1 less Vanguard attack. But yeah, congrats to them. Second place, what does MDR mean? With Nirvana, grade 4 Bruce and Bavsagra. Third place was Solemn's team with Magnolia, Grividia, and Bastion. And Mo went undefeated with Bastion, which is crazy. Pretty stonks, so congratulations to him. And in fourth place, Farnbury Onsen with Barrow Magnus, Bastion, and Felty Rosa. So Felty Rosa made it past top 8 to take 4th place, so congratulations to them. Pretty insane. Really cool distribution of decks, especially the Zorga and the Felty. So yeah, pretty cool. And France, I think, is like a pretty big regional. So seeing these decks, you know, pop up, something's going on. You know, they're piloted by, you know, really good player or whatnot. So, you know, taking names, doing good. And then BSF France on the same day with V Premium, 4 Bermudas, 3 Grand Blue, 3 Shadows, 3 Golds, which are Gurgit, 2 Royals, so Jewel Knights, 2 Pale Moon, which is like 2 Nightmare Doll, 2 Aqua Force, 1 Genesis, 1 Gear, 1 Tachi Mega, and 1 Great Nature. There's a lot of spice in this distribution, especially at the lower end, in like the one-offs, like the Megas, the Great Nature. Even the Pale Moon is like really interesting. So let's see what came top 4. So crushing the meta, Stardust Crusader. I think this is JJ's team. Congratulations, JJ. With Himiko, Jewel Knights, and Nightmare Doll. So props to Nightmare Doll player. Big respect for us Pale Moon players. Good stuff, good stuff. Second place was Valkyrie's Chosen Radiant Enforcers with Gurgit, Thavas, and Raptors. Le Concierge with Prism, Night Rose, and Gurgit. And then 4th place was Rulebook with Raging Form, Night Rose, and Prism. So very, very, very diverse first place team. Definitely not something I would have expected. Like even the second team is like pretty good. I mean, like you see a Thavas with your Pursuit Assault, your Gurgit, but the Raptor, like the picture perfect like pick that I would like take would be like the 3rd place team with like Prism, Night Rose, and Gurgit. That's like a very meta dog lineup. So I would definitely, that's the deck or the composition I would definitely be expecting. But congrats to JJ and his team for coming 1st place with a sick team composition. So then the next day we had BSF France Premium. So Solemn taking his 5th medal with Order Colony, Regalia, and Nightmare Doll. So Order Colony is actually in CA, Nightmare Doll is in C. And then he finally beat his nemesis, Nubatama. So Rulebook come in 2nd place with Nubatama, Susanoo, and Highlander. So that team composition is spicy. I've seen the deck lists, really, really cool. Definitely want to try out the Hanzo deck. It's a pretty cool deck with Mizukaze. 3rd place was Team Entrepot with Jewel Knight, Beatrice, and Order Colony. And then 4th place was Francais de Paris with Eradicators, Jewel Knight, and Nightmare Doll. There seems to be a lot of Jewel Knights recently in Premium topping up. So yeah, keep that in mind because I think there's more that topped in Georgia as well. So congrats to all the team. Congrats Solomon for your 5th medal. Good stuff, good stuff. So now we jump to Georgia, to USA, top 8 standard, 6 Magnolia. So, which is huge because all but 2 teams brought Magnolia, which is crazy. 4 Barrow Magnus, 3 Prison, 3 Bastion, 3 Bruce, 2 Grividia, 1 Nirvana, 1 Flagbird, again, you know, just this deck that keeps popping up, and 1 Laronero, same thing. just that one deck that keeps popping up. And then the top 4 teams, Team Gradelock first place, Gravidia, Barrow, and Loro. Beastie Boys second place with Magnolia, Grade 4 Bruce, and Barrow. Third place we are Trinity Dragon with Grade 4 Bruce, Magnolia, and Prison. And Grade 4, fourth place was Team Commercial with Magnolia, Prison, Bastion. So very stock standard team compositions, nothing too out of the ordinary other than the Lore Honor Roll. So yeah, this is like the top 4 distribution that I would definitely be expecting. And then going into V Premium, top 8, 4 Bermuda, 4 Night Rose, 2 Dual Knights, 2 Genesis, 2 Shadows, 2 Narukami, 2 Golds, 2 Pale Moon, which is pretty interesting. 1 Gear, 1 Kagero, 1 Spike, 1 Great Nature. If any of you guys know the Lukia list, please comment below. Let me know because I really want to see your list. And then top 4 was my boy Noman from WCC taking it first place, baby, with Gurgit, Night Rose, and Prism. Such a meta dog lineup. And yeah, congrats to you, homie. Second place was Emotional Damage with Prism, Vanguard, and Gurgit. Third place was X2 Top with Raging Form, Thingsaver Dragon, and Prism, which is really, really interesting. And then fourth place was Ragnarok with Next Age, Astral Poets, and Night Rose. So Thingsaver taking third place is like pretty crazy. Like I thought the deck was like pretty average, pretty mid. But yeah, you know, the deck serves its purpose and gets some dubs. Great stuff. And then top 8 premium. This is where it gets spicy, all right? 3 Mega Colony, 2 Shadows, 2 Genesis, 2 Royals, 2 Narukami, 2 Dimension Police, 2 Grand Blue, and then one of Murakuma, Link Joker, Nobutama, Aquaforce, Great Nature, Nova Grappler, Gold Paladin, Pale Moon, and Kagero. I think I've said every single clan that exists in Vanguard just on this list. And the Pale Moon is not even a Nightmare Doll. What the hell's going on? Like, what's going on here? Like, the diversity is insane. Like, I don't even know what to say anymore. Like, there's just so many decks, and like we can see Jewel Knights, you know. I think the top end is like pretty good. Then you get to like I would have expected to see more Grand Blues, but the 2 Grand Blues, one of them was Zorga. And then, like, Dahozan, sure. Big Belly, what? Like, Eugene? And I think that was Fuzzy too, so this is some wacky stuff. And let me tell you, this is like some of the most interesting pie charts I've seen in a really long time. So, top 4, Rule Lawyers with Chaos Breaker, Luard, and Junai? Not a single Order Colony, not a single Regalia, not a single Grand Blue, not a single Nightmare Doll. Like, that's crazy. Like, this is like the highest tier deck in this team comp is like Luard. And then the others are like kind of like tier 2-ish. But not a single like tier 1 deck, which is crazy. Alright, maybe other than Luard. Luard's like the end of tier 1. And then, like, holy crap, that's crazy. And then second team, Team Velocitron with Victor. What? Order Colony? Okay, sure. And Dialiner? Okay, I'll take it. Dialiner is a pretty good deck. Victor? With no Sazanda, by the way, which is pretty insane. And then third place with Kingslayer cards with Luard, Order Colony, and Junai. So Junai seems to be very popular. And then fourth place, now this is some stuff. Team Gradelock Copium Crew with Eugene, Daikaiser, and Zorga. Like, Fuzzy, I don't know what stuff you're on, but goddamn, alright, this is the stuff, alright? This is peak diversity right here. Like, goddamn, I would never see this at like any European regional at all. Definitely not, okay? And what I can take from this is that like NA is very casual's not the right word. It's like people like to play their, you know, personal picks a lot more than the meta picks, I feel. And then if those people who play the meta picks aren't too versed or feel that they need to play it, and also I think people are slowly getting onto the Order Colony hype, so people are playing decks that maybe draw more or play cards from hand. So I can understand playing like the Eugenes, the Daikaisers, the Loirds sometimes. Because like Loire just naturally gets hand and just beats Auto Colony at the grade 2 game. But yeah. And like the Chaos Breaker, really? I'm like a bit confused, but yeah, you know. Like this is the diversity that really makes a lot of people smile. So congrats to them. Amazing stuff. Congrats Fuzzy again. And yeah, that's pretty much your meta coverage for the last 2-ish weeks, 3-ish weeks. I will be covering the next few. I think we have like a 2-week break. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I think the diversity is pretty insane. If you guys have the Silverthorn list, hit it up to me below because I really want to see what it is. And yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Socials for Fuzzy will be in the description. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.